Good afternoon. Welcome to Fletcher's Fields for McCormick Cup Day. Before the playing of today's final match, we acknowledge that Rugby Ontario and our member clubs are situated on traditional Indigenous territories across the province. Rugby Ontario acknowledges that there are 46 treaties and other agreements that cover the territory now called Ontario. We are thankful to the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit people who continue to contribute to the strength of Ontario and to all communities across the province. Today, we meet here at Fletcher's Fields in Markham, which is situated upon traditional territories of the Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee peoples. These territories are covered by the Upper Canada Treaties. The First Nations community is in closest proximity to the city of Markham are the Chippewas of Georgina Island. Today marks the National Day for Truth and Reconciliation. We reflect and honor survivors, their families, and communities affected by the legacy of Indian residential school policies. Recognizing this day is one step in a long journey towards understanding and meaningful reconciliation. Learning and commemorating the truth of our history from First Nations, Métis, and Inuit knowledge keepers is an important part on the path of reconciliation. Last month, the rugby community lost a true champion. Rugby Ontario would like to recognize and celebrate the life of William Bill Webb. It is incredibly difficult to put into words what Bill Webb has contributed to the sport of rugby in Ontario and across Canada. Rugby was in many ways weaved into all parts of Bill's life. He has made a profound impact on the game here in Ontario, devoting so much of himself to the growth of the game within his local community of Toronto, across the province of Ontario, and throughout Canada. His most recent pursuit of bringing professional rugby to Canada and leading the first and only professional rugby union team in proudly representing our nation across borders is just part of the legacy Bill leaves behind. As a co-founder of the Toronto Arrows and through his leadership within many aspects of the sport, Bill has been a true trailblazer for rugby in North America. But his love of the game started right here in Ontario, and as fate would have it, he had ties with both clubs meeting in today's McCormick Cup Final. Bill began his playing career during high school at Brantford Collegiate Institute and at club level with the Brantford Harlequins. And his two sons, James and Stephen, have each competed for the Balmy Beach Rugby Club. As has widely been recognized, Bill has supported rugby in many ways, including grassroots and community programs, as a philanthropist benefiting numerous causes, an advisor on the Toronto Inner City Rugby Foundation Captain's Council, a director on the Board of Rugby Canada, and of course, as a proud rugby father. Bill truly embodied the values of rugby. He will be remembered for his spirit and drive to see people and organizations realize their dreams, achieve their goals, and continuously grow. As the saying often goes, it was always much more than a game for Bill. It was a way of life for he and his family. So, on behalf of the Ontario rugby community, we dedicate today's playing of the 2023 McCormick Cup to Mr. Bill Webb. Together, let's rise for a moment of applause in honor of Bill. Thank you. And now, for those able, please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the McCormick Cup Final of 2023. My name is Matt King. I'm here with my good friend, Miles Martins. Miles, I'm so excited to be here today. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel great today. Feel absolutely great today. This is an awesome day. It doesn't get any better than this in late September. I guess, well, October is tomorrow. 23 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, sun everywhere. This is perfect rugby weather for today with two great ball clubs.
Yeah, no wind either. These guys are going to be throwing the ball around, playing running rugby, putting in cheeky kicks here and there. These two are the juggernauts of Ontario rugby. They have been for 68 years. This rivalry's been going. But that came with the Balmy Beach being founded in 1955 and joined the league, and these two have been each other's throats ever since then. These two are the top teams in Ontario. The Brantford finished first in the West, Balmy Beach first in the East, and they came into the finals, into the playoffs rather, with Balmy Beach seeded third and Brantford seeded first. So they're going to be the favorites today. The Balmy Beach are going to try and upset the Brantford to become the winningest team in McCormick Cup history with 17 wins.
And we talked about that last year when we were sitting in the exact same spot. It's like, will the Beach be back here? And here they are. Let's see if both teams are going to be fighting for some hardware today. We'll just see which is the best team that wins.
Looking forward to it. Here we go with the kickoff. Brantford decide to go deep into the 22. Well collected by the Beach. And Brantford are up on them really hard, adding in that pressure. They're really putting on the defensive pressure today. Beach want to get this out of their end, relieve some pressure, and they put it out into touch. First line of the game here.
Looks like we have a line out here just inside, or just outside the 10-meter mark.
Make sure we're 2 and 2.
This is to be a 4-man line.
Nicely won by the Harlequins. They're looking to drive it, but it's taken down. They're going to move it out wide. They're already going wide straight off the bat. Bang it up the middle. Good gain there by the centers in Brantford. They have a very dynamic back line here, and they're showing it right off the bat. Unlucky handling there. They've got to clean that up. Maybe nerves a little bit there at the beginning of the game.
It usually happens at the beginning of a game, and when you're dealing with in championship day, and with a lot of eyes on this, you're going to make mistakes. But I'm sure in the first 15, 20 minutes when the jitters kind of slow down and both teams get into their game plan, I think you're going to see some open, strong, flowing rugby, and it's going to be fantastic today. It's going to be really fast.
Absolutely. These teams both had a tough semifinal coming into this, so you think they would be battle-hardened, be resilient, be comfortable with that pressure now. Both of them high-scoring games, only won it by 3 points. I think the game with the Beach, the lead changed hands 4 or 5 times. That's the type of stuff that you need on the way to win a championship game. So hopefully both of these teams are going to get those jitters out early on and being able to play the running rugby that both of these teams like to play.
But this is the first big test of the game already with just 2 minutes in. The scrum, who wants to establish dominance, who's the bigger pack, who's going to be pushing who around for the rest of the day, especially when it counts. Beach put in.
Brantford with 4 backs up in the back line. They're up fast, really putting pressure on the Beach. Again, the jitters in the hands there with the Beach dropping the ball. Brantford really putting the pressure on there. The Beach trying to figure out what to do. They're getting into trouble here, running right in front of their own post. If they get a penalty here, it's an easy 3 points for Brantford. So they want to get out of here quickly. Decide to probably run it, looking for a more favorable angle for the kicker to move the ball down the field, possibly into touch if they can do that to relieve the pressure. Because so far the ball handling has not been super slick, but they keep going with it. Risky pass there. Brantford defense up quickly, but it works out for the Beach. Unlucky again with the passing. Loose play there, but it's collected by the Beach forwards, and they collect it again. Fast recycle. They're looking to move it here. One-on-one with the wingers here. First test for them. Nicely offloaded there in the tackle. Now static ruck here. Halfbacks moving it again out wide. Still, the handling has not been sorted out here by the Beach backline. They've really gone out here quick, Miles, and so far it hasn't been clean. We talked about this being dry running rugby day, but so far the handling hasn't been great.
It was a great break right there. Great break by the 13, the outside center there, Lee Keegle. Nice clean break. He got upfield, probably about 15, 20 meters. Look inside for some support, and there was support on the inside. I just think he's just a little bit too excited. Again, we're 3 minutes in. We're just going to see what happens. We're about 15, 20 minutes in, and everybody's calmed down just a bit. But these guys are super hyped, super amped to play. You know, another scrum right here in the middle of the field for Brantford, and the back line is split.
This is a great attacking platform because they can go both ways. But the Beach upset that scrum. It's messy, it's scrappy, gets kicked down the field. Great pressure here from the Beach, tackled deep into the Brantford end. Brantford's going to collect now. They're nice and slow getting that ball up, but they recycle it, looking to establish some structure again in their attack. They continue to go wide to the right where they do have numbers. They have an advantage there. They take advantage of that and move it out wide. Here's a contest with the wingers. Unlucky again. Pass does not go to hand. Although the player was there, could have been dangerous if that had gone to hand for Brantford.
Yeah, the referee was in the way. He probably looked inside and saw the referee and thought that was his teammate.
Beach turn it over there in the ruck from that loose pass, and they're able to collect it, and they elect to run here. Again, really dry day, really good for the ball handlers. Referee should probably call that. That should be a penalty for the Beach because I thought the Brantford player was going offside, but there's something else that happened beforehand.
Yeah, it looks like they're saying that they're not releasing. The indication from the referee is saying that that arm motion there says that the Beach player was not releasing, so it looks to be a penalty for Brantford.
Now, again, we mentioned that Brantford is the favorite here, seeded first in the playoffs. These two teams did meet a little while ago. Brantford did win that one, 35-24, which just supports why they're the favorites here to win this game. We'll just see how that plays out for these two. Another great, clean line out there for Brantford. That could be a really great attacking platform for them all day. They elect to drive this in a maul. You can see the sucking players in there. It's continuing to move forward, mostly sideways, though. This could be another great attacking opportunity for Brantford today.
They're definitely establishing their dominance in the line out. And this is just the result of it, right? To be able to slow the pace down, move the ball to where they want it, keep it inside with their forwards. It's nice short passes and just picking up 2, 3, 4 yards every time.
And here they go with the forwards and moving it now to the middle of the field. That's favorable because if you get a penalty, then you have an easy 3 points to kick for the Poles there. Bang it up with the forwards. This can be a good style of play at this point in the game. They elect to move it to the back line, who are nicely set up to the right there, and they are making good inroads. Now just 3 meters from the try line here. Dangerous stuff for the Beach here. They've got to bone up here and play some pretty stiff defense. They're coming quickly off the line here. This could be a nice early score, a try for Brantford to really put a marker, get some points on the board. And we're not even 7 minutes into the game. Oh, great tackle there from the Beach. That's exactly what you need. That can turn games around. You never know if that may make a difference in the outcome of the final game. Slow ball now coming for Brantford from that big stick. That's usually going to happen because the Beach can pile numbers into that ruck, and Brantford's going backwards.
Brantford did really well to come back from that big hit. As you said, they continue to move forward. They've drawn the penalty. The Beach have drawn the penalty.
Let's see this one. Yeah, it's holding onto the ball. So what happened there is the Brantford player took it in, and he was tackled on the ground. You need to let go of the ball then, make it available for all players to play the ball. Brantford didn't do that. The Beach were there quick over top to secure that.
Brantford's going to be disappointed with that, to be down inside the 10-yard line for probably good 3 or 4 minutes, to have about 6 or 7, maybe 8 phases, and not be able to convert. But they do get the ball back here. The ball doesn't find touch.
That's not great by the Beach. You gotta hit touch there on that to relieve pressure and get your own line out here. But they just give the ball right back to Brantford, and Brantford are now marching back into the Beach end. And you see that they might come away with points again. Oh, what a fantastic tackle there. So far, he's been the player of the game. Lee Kegel making an early break there, and also a massive stick there. Almost turned over the ball, saving an attack there from Brantford. Brantford still has the ball, though, and they're recycling it well. They're building the phases, which is what you want to do to disrupt the defense. They've got some numbers out to the right here, some fancy running, and some good support on the inside here. This is not looking good for the Beach either. They really need to relieve that pressure. Slow ball here. They get it out reasonably quickly, though, actually, and are able to recycle. They're right in front of the sticks. This is a great attacking platform. They've got numbers on both sides.
This looks to be Brantford's game plan. They just want to make sure they keep it nice and tight, keep recycling with their forwards, get quick ball, and then just keep it very, very, very tight.
We've got a beach player down there, Scotty Dunham. He's one of the veterans of the team. Oh, we could have obstruction there, absolutely. Good call from the referee. That was obstruction from the Brantford player. The ball carrier went behind one of his teammates and blocked the beach defender from making the tackle. I do see we have the beach veteran, Scotty Dunham, here.
So
Time's off.
Looks like that we have time off right now.
Just hold the mark here, Steve.
Scotty Dunham has been playing 25 years of men's rugby here, and he played with the juniors as well. He's been playing with his club longer than most of his teammates have been alive.
It's true. But he's super productive, gets around the pitch, does the hard work, hits the rucks, the mauls, hits the big guys, wins the line out. You know, you may not see him on the try sheet. You may not see him, with the assists or what have you, or kicking. But he does all the hard work, the stuff that some other guys really don't want to. He's not afraid to get in there and get his hands dirty.
And this is too bad. We're seeing him going off the field there, right in the middle of the screen. That's a huge blow to the beach. He was paramount to their win last year. And for him to go off in under 10 minutes, he is arguably their best leader. He's such a force on the field. So to see him go off now is really tough. He made so many of those sticks there in their goal line to prevent that try, and so hopefully we have some beach players to pick up the slack for him.
And he's so well known and so respected. You can see as he was coming off the pitch, the Brantford players were also showing some respect and making sure he's okay as he exits the field.
Absolutely. See, the beach cleared that penalty. This time they made sure that it went well into touch. That's a good idea. Slow the game down. Now they have their line out, their throw in further down the field. I think we have a chance now to see how the beach line-out performs. As we said, this is a great attacking platform if they can win this. Nicely done. They bring it down and pop, and they elect to push it down the field. Nice, relatively contestable ball. This winger's under pressure here, and the ball gets turned over. Are the beach able to hang on to it? It looks like it was a productive kick from the beach. They've recovered it now. They've made about 20 meters. A nice move from them. They're going to move it infield here. This is a great opportunity to possibly go wide, although they don't have the shape yet, so they bang it up nice and short. Now they've got numbers on both sides. Good attacking platform. I think they just need to communicate a little bit better. I don't see enough of the urgency from them. Now the outside backs having a go at it. Nice fend off. Good feed off in the tackle. Now they're able to loosen it up a little bit more. This is what the beach can do if they keep the ball in hand, keep recycling, and keep passing. Again, lovely day here for rugby. Can really throw the ball around, play running champagne rugby if they want to.
Yeah, to keep the ball in the middle of the field actually gives them the most options to move the ball to either side, identify where the overlaps are, any mismatches, and exploit them.
Lovely. Unfortunately, again, it's the passing that let them down. They had a slight overlap there. Winger could have put it on his boot. I think that was Denzel Boris, who played outstanding, scored a try last year in the final. Just couldn't hang on to the ball. Unfortunately, it was in his ear though, which isn't great from his teammate.
Yeah, a lot of ball handling errors. A lot of ball handling errors. I think that there definitely would have been some more scores if there weren't so many ball handling errors. But I believe that just give it a little bit of time. Let's just they're going to weather the storm. And then this is championship day. There is no tomorrow, right? So they're just everyone's a little bit excited. And let's just slow it down. Let's see what happens.
As we were saying here, the Brantford's our favorite. They're the Marshall League champions. They won the league, but the Balmy Beach won the club league, meaning that's a combination of the first and second team. That shows that there's more depth from the beach, which could play a role later in the game when the reserves come onto the field, and with injuries like Scotty Dunham going off. It just shows that the beach does have more depth than Brantford does, and that can be really key in these championship games. We'll see if that comes into play later in the game.
So it looks like the call there was not releasing, and from the Brantford player, and the beach was able to take advantage of that by finding touch, because they found touch right here on the 5-meter line. And I would anticipate a catch and drive here, probably a move, a line-out move to the back of the line-out. and you know, they're going to catch, and then just the forwards just come piling through and see if they were able to push this over. It can be very difficult against this Brantford pack. You know, they're really big, strong guys up front.
Cleanly won by the Beach. They brought down. They do indeed maul it, like you said, Miles. Oh, look at this player breaking through, but there's 3 Harlequins on him, and yes,
And there it is.
that's if you're going to break away like that, you need to have players coming with you. He had 1 Harlequin player on him, and then ran into 2, and you're never going to come out with that one. So I think there was some miscommunication there from the forwards with just 1 player breaking off there in his zone.
Yeah, and then that caused the support player to come in from the side, and that was the call from the referee. You know, you have to come through the gate, and if you're coming in outside of the gate, you know, you're actually in an offside position. That's what the penalty was for.
Again, Brantford not getting the ball out into touch. They could have had their own throw in there, but they've kept it in the park. So both of these teams letting their opposition off, kind of not being easy on themselves, and not getting that ball into touch to have their own line out. The Beach now with possession of the ball. As that ball didn't go out, they're trying to move it around the park. They've got a lot of people in that ruck. Don't have a whole lot of runners out there to recycle the ball. Might be tough to win this one. They're not going to have much to run with now. Have a little bit more structure in this phase, and they're slowing it down because they have to collect themselves in order to get that structure. Great leg tackle there from Brantford, and the result is they do get the turnover. Again, because of that solid defense, and there were 2 defenders on him right away. The problem there, Miles, is like the Beach are committing too many people to the ruck, and then they don't have enough people for the next phase, it looks like.
Well, I think you have to. I mean, when you look at this forward pack from Brantford, like, you know, these are really, really big, strong guys that are taking up a lot of space. And you're going to need that extra support to get rid of these bodies.
That was some really nifty work there with the Beach in their own area, in 22. Brantford again didn't get their penalty kick into touch, so they've lost their line out. And the Beach back 3, nifty work to keep that ball alive and get it back down the park. Brantford here now with the ball, and they're looking dangerous when they have it. They're lining up on the left side. They got lots of numbers here. Nifty ball play there. They're now looking a little bit more confident with moving the ball. 9 moving it out to their second row. The big forwards likely to set up a ruck here. And the Brantford are looking really sharp out to the right. They need to move it because they got numbers. Elects to go into the centers. Still making some meters there. Likely to get this ball back. And they still have good structure, even though they didn't take advantage of the overlap outside. Rung it up into the centers. Is Brantford again building the phases. This is looking really good. Although the Beach looked to have tried to turn it over, but that was hands in the ruck.
They're playing
and
advantage.
They've got advantage. Lovely pass here, bounce pass out to the wingers there, but the referee's going to bring it back for advantage. This could be first blood for Brantford. Miles, what would you do here with the penalty?
You got to take points.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You got to take your points. You know, a day like this, no breeze. You're basically in front of the goalpost. You're, what is that, 25 meters out? You got to take a shot. You got to take a shot. Especially since we've been watching this game, we've seen so many handling errors and so many, I think, the small mistakes as well, like not finding touch when you have the penalties, right? You got to get the ball out to touch in those situations. But now you have an opportunity to put points on the board, and you absolutely have to take it. You cannot leave here, this area of the field, without points again. And Brantford has been down here, I think, about 3 or 4 times up until this point, and they haven't been able to convert. It's the first time they've been down in this area, and they actually got a penalty in their favor.
Yeah.
I think you have to take advantage of it by putting points on the board.
It's time to get points on the board. You see the Beach had the opportunity there, nice structure with their line out, the driving maul, and then they came away with no points. You do want to get something when you're in the opposition red zone.
Oh, it's off the upright.
The Beach back row there cleans it up nicely. It doesn't put a great kick out there. So now the Beach are under pressure. Brantford, rightfully so. They got numbers out to the left. The back row needed to move it there to the outside backs outside him. But they still got it here, and the Beach are under pressure. Harlequin have good numbers out to the right, and elect to bang it up into the middle to set up now attack on both sides.
This is their style of rugby. We've seen it all too often now.
They got numbers here. This is dangerous.
Yes,
they've got 2 backs.
There's 2-on-1 over here.
They got to try here. Oh, man, he needed to pass it. That left a try out there.
Oh, and
they
now
lose
gives
the penalty. That is
ball coming in from the side.
His teammates are going to be giving him a tough time for that after the game. gave up a try there, had the winger outside him, and then conceded a penalty.
I don't know if
once he
he.
got tackled.
I don't know if he looked off of his right shoulder to see that there was
Probably
he had a player, one more player outside of him. It was on. It definitely would have been try time. Brantford has to start converting.
Yeah.
To be down in this area, the kick off the uprights, giving up too many penalties in this area, they have to start converting. They're not going to get these opportunities too many times.
For those of you watching the World Cup, Wales versus Australia. Australia had a similar opportunity to kick points, and they elected to go. It was about 15 minutes into the game. They elected to go to the touch and try to score the try, and they didn't. And that was the TSN turning point. They fell apart from there. So it just goes to show you've got to take the points when you can. That's going to sting for Brantford to have that kick off the post. That's a hot mess, that line out for the beach.
A broken line out for sure.
And they give that over to Brantford. So far, this hasn't been clean play from either teams. Brantford so far showing more structure, both in the line out and in loose play when they have the ball. They're just not taking advantage of all the hard work they do to get themselves into scoring position.
Nifty little formation here for Brantford's back line. You can see that there's 3 stacked right inside of on the 12.
They're flooding that lane. Yeah. You can see the beach also have 4 backs up in the line. They only have 2 outside backs covering the deeper kick. Messy ball out to the Harlequin backs. They run into 2 beach players as centers, and they're going to hold them up. They probably try to do a choke tackle there, but Brantford gets it back. Nice long pass out to the Brantford wing. It manages to keep it in play, but the beach are able to barrel them back out. It's going to be a beach throw-in. Now, Miles, what have you thought of the beach line out so far?
Well, we had one really good one with a lot of movement, and then the second one fell apart.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's the result of too much movement. Sometimes you just got to keep it simple. You just got to look for where the matchup is for you, the favorable matchup, and go exploit it.
My mistake, though. It's this is a scrum they're having here.
I also thought the ball went into touch. I did see the flag go up as well.
So this is for the beach. Decent attacking platform here. The scrum, all of the forwards pulled into one area, and the back line has a 1-to-1 match. So what happened there was the beach front row pulling in his outside shoulder.
Yes. Yeah. So when they look at the prop and they see the prop is he's trying to bring down the scrum, which is actually dangerous play, right? There's a lot of people that are hooked up to the prop, and the other team is also hooked up to the prop. So if that's coming down, it's unsafe play. You're going to get penalized for that for sure.
We just ticked over the quarter mark, and Brantford are yet again marching into the beach zone. Yet to score a point, but they're looking dangerous here. It feels like a matter of not if they're going to score, but when. Their lineout's been looking pretty good so far, like you said. Anything's up for grabs here. It could be driving maul, likely to go over the top and put a crash runner up the middle and then move around to the open side with their dangerous backs. But we'll see what happens here. Cleanly won. They elect to drive it. It's nice, got good shape there. The ball's well protected, but the beach are pushing it into touch, so Brantford elect to move it out. What's the penalty here for? I think he released his bind, the beach player.
Number 8, taking the arm in the ear.
Pardon
you
me.
heard the referee. So when they were jumping in the line out, the beach player was trying to bring down the Brantford player, and that's a penalty. So it looks like the referee was playing a little bit of advantage and then decided to award the penalty.
So the beach giving away more penalties here than Brantford, and Brantford so far hasn't made them pay. They've taken up real estate on the field, but so far haven't scored any points. Lovely, lovely, lovely line out here. If Brantford can keep that up, then
They go free.
great feed off in the tackle there. They're 4 meters away from the goal line, and they've got an entire back line out to the right, probably have a play ready. And they have a huge advantage.
Big
Wouldn't be
overlap
surprised if
out
they
right.
move it out. They need to move it. That communication up to the scrum half needs to work better.
Still a
between the
huge
fly half and
overlap
scrum.
outright. Still
Yeah.
a huge overlap.
They're electing to keep in the forwards here, which actually it's not the worst strategy in the world because you really don't need anyone on the defense to make a mistake. Just maybe a soft-ish tackle and they touch it down there for the try. No, it looked like he got it on the line. But all you need to do is just make a foot here and there, and they do get it down. That's 5 points, and this looks to be an easy kick for the full 7, but we'll have to see how that kick goes. So Miles, Brantford finally convert. That was a lot of pressure. It was 20 minutes, 23 minutes before they were able to finally do it. You're saying their forward pack is dangerous, and they just showed what they can do.
And they've been doing this since the beginning of the game. You know, they just want to take the ball up, right up into the opposition, and continue to put pressure on the beach. You're going to have to make these tackles in order to stop us, and that's exactly what they're doing. They have been doing this. Now, I think it's structurally it's not 100% yet. Both teams know this, but when they make these small adjustments and they get into their groove, you're going to see more of this. For the last minute and a half, we saw there's a huge overlap on the right side in the back line for Brantford. They elected not to exploit that, but keep it inside their forwards. I think this is the kind of game they want to play for the rest of the day.
Right. Well, that's looking pretty dangerous then. If they have that overline in the backs, they don't use them, but they still scored at the forwards. That's saying a lot about Brantford. They're looking pretty strong so far. If they can manage to now convert on all the pressure they've been putting on, the Beach are going to have a tough day. So now nearly 25 minutes gone, 7-0 for the league champions, Brantford Harlequins. Not able to take it cleanly, but they do collect it eventually.
Able to recover, yes.
Brantford elect to run up here, likely moving the ball into a more favorable kicking position if they're going to clear their end. But no, they're electing to run it, and good for them because they're making good inroads. Unlucky there. Good tackle there from the Beach scrum half. Andrew Havey to punch that ball loose from the Harlequin player. That was looking dangerous there already.
And that's Colby Francis. He's had a great game so far. He's won a couple of line-out balls. He's made a couple of breaks and a couple of big sticks as well. Like, he's been around the pitch already.
And that's just running from their own end, too. They're looking dangerous in all parts of the field and all facets of their game.
But here's an opportunity for the Beach. They're inside Brantford's half. They have their back line out left. We've seen the dangerous Lee Kegel, what he can do when he has ball in hand. Let's see what they're going to do with this. Are they going to take advantage of the fact that they have the ball in an attacking position? And now they're in the driver's seat.
The right winger elects to run to the right to try and draw a defender over. Again, the Beach handling is not great. It's kind of surprising on a dry day like today. They made it to the final. These guys are skilled players, but they just haven't been able to put the ball to hand. They still managed to hang on to it, though. Brantford is piling into the ruck. The Beach get it slowly. Not seeing a ton of structure from them, and they need to get faster ball if they want to be able to attack. But they do have advantage here. They go quick. They want to speed up the pace of this game. Again, I think that was Lee Kegel running, making, I think, his third break of the game. They need to get him the ball. The Beach need to show more urgency in realigning their back line so that they can get up, get structure, and not get belted by the Brantford defense like just happened there. Not much communication either happening there. Again, great feed off there. Again, I think that's Kegel again. Great running, great offloading in the tackle. He runs into two Brantford players there. Not ideal for him. We want him working out in the open field, not up against the big Brantford forwards. Better structure here from the Beach. They've got attackers on both sides. They need that ball back quicker, though, in order to take advantage of a disorganized Brantford defense.
Yes, you can't leave the ball there that long. It just gives Brantford an opportunity to realign, and they show what they can do when they do realign, that they're able to have bodies in places where they need to be.
Brantford defending that ruck really well, almost turned it over. The Beach taking a flat line there, setting up the ruck just inside the tram tracks there. They've got decent shape here, elect to bang it up into the middle. The backs out to the left need to realign. They've got some numbers there if they're able to move it. just again, could probably use a little bit more communication to talk about where the space is. These guys need to show more urgency in getting lined up. And I'd say that the Beach have too many players in that ruck and need to be more efficient with the forwards and how they ruck and getting that ball back quicker. Nice little cheeky kick here from the Beach back line. Well done. It's a scramble. Looks like a knock on there from the Beach, unfortunately, and the referee does call it.
Yeah.
It'll be a scrum for Brantford. Really nice kick there, though, and the Beach can continue to do that to put pressure on Brantford.
But I think that kind of cheeky kick gets them out of their structure. I don't think that's what they want to do, right? I think they want to establish their style of play, and they're having some difficulties doing it. I don't believe that the best place to attack Brantford is right around the breakdown. I think they're going to have to move out that area of attack, maybe 4, 5, 6 bodies out. To see if there's a softer spot around there, because Brantford around the breakdown have been absolutely just really, really tough. And difficult to penetrate.
Yeah, that's probably why the Beach need to commit so many people to the rucks to win that ball, and they don't have enough people left.
Looks like time is off right now. Actually, it looks like we have a man down.
Gives the teams a chance to rehydrate here, and maybe for the Beach to talk about what's been happening so far and how they can establish more structure to their attack. 7-0 so far. I think that's fairly representative of the game. Brantford probably could have scored a few more points. Maybe 10-0 or 12-0 would be a little bit more representative of how dominant they've been, but lucky for the Beach. Brantford haven't converted on everything, and the Beach have been able to stay in the game, and here they are in the Brantford end, but it is a Brantford ball.
Looks like we have time back on right now too.
Now these two teams have been the titans of the last 7 years. One of these two teams has won the McCormick Cup in 6 of those 7 years.
That's incredible.
So not surprised that they're here again in this final. 3 for the Beach, 3 for Brantford. So you can consider this to be the unofficial tipping scale, the championship game to show which of these teams is the most dominant of the last decade. Right now, Brantford electing to run it out of their own end. They're showing a lot of confidence there in their ability to recycle the ball, build to phases, tire the Beach out, and
that's a great dummy.
And get their defense disorganized, as you see has happened there. Nicely done with the pass. They managed to keep it alive. Good ruck support there, nice and clean too, and feed off. Lovely, lovely work there from Brantford to keep the ball alive, to recycle quickly. They've got a ton of people out to the right. If they move it, they've almost definitely got a try on. They like to bang it up again in tight, maybe suck in more of the Beach players, but it just looks like it's maybe giving them a chance to get more organized. Brantford again bangs it up in the middle of the field. They got options on both sides. The Beach have a decent defensive line up there, able to stop Brantford, but Brantford continue to inch forward meter by meter. Again, lovely work from the backs, keeping it alive. Managed to hold on to it, keep it on the field of play, and keep that hot potato alive. Can they recycle the ball here with the Beach players piling in? They do. Great work from Brantford to make an effort to get back there. Lovely, lovely ball, feeding off in the tackle. Nice work there from Beach. They are under pressure again. They've really got to dig deep here in this goal line stand if they're going to keep Brantford off the scoreboard for a second try here.
Both teams absolutely exhausted at this point.
Yeah. Brantford building the phases here. Not sure how many it is, but we're surely in the double digits. It's tough to defend for this long. It's way more time to defend than it is to attack. So that's at least 3 more points here. Brantford might elect for a scrum if they want to do that.
They went quick. They went quick instead.
They're almost in. Not quite yet, though.
Held up.
It's held up in goal. So the referee is likely to bring that back for a scrum for Brantford.
So you're not the first man there, so you've got to release. You've got to know that you're second man there. It's a rush.
You have the ref's mic up so we can hear the explanation as to what is.
He looks good. Let's play, Jason. Let's play, guys.
Is this a we got a goal line dropout here?
Yes, it was brought in by Brantford and was held up, and it looks like it's going to be a goal line drop.
Yep, this is a newish law that only recently came to the game. They'd like to belt it as far down the field as they can. Don't get it that far. Get outside the
Oh,
22.
it can't hit
Brantford
the
should
ground.
not let that bounce.
Can't hit the ground.
I do think they luck out there, though. And that's
Absolutely.
going to be a Brantford lineout. And again, as you were saying, Miles, this lineout has been strong, and it's been a good attacking platform for Brantford. They'll likely take advantage of that again.
I think you're going to see the same thing we've seen pretty much all game from Brantford, that they're going to go to one of the Van Horn brothers here at 4 or 5, pull it down, bring the big guys in, and start walking. Just go for a stroll. Oh,
They go off the top, out wide,
they do
up
the
in the
complete
middle with
opposite
the
of what we
centers.
said.
Yeah, they're listening to you.
Yes.
Banging up the centers, and they have numbers to the right. If they can get it out quickly, then they'll still have that advantage. But the Beach get a few defenders out there. And as usual, Keegle shooting up in the defensive line, stopping the Brantford attack. It's a risky move, but it's been working so far. It makes that long pass out to the outside backs more difficult. Brantford looking super dangerous here with their outside backs, only 5 meters away now. They've really moved up nicely from that line out.
Got to recycle the
from
ball
outside the
faster here.
22. Yeah. Good defense from the Beach. Players still in the air, brought down. It is a ruck, not a line out. Looking very dangerously close to the goal line here, less than a meter away. There they go in for another. Not yet. I thought that was a try. Brantford continued to recycle it in. They get it down for yet another try.
Try given. So short of my miss in the line out, they go right back into their game plan. And we've seen it looks like between the 22s, they like to play more of an expansive game of rugby. And like when they get inside the 22s, they do like to keep the ball nice and tight within the forwards and keep putting the pressure on the Beach to continue to make these tackles. And now they're starting to reap the rewards of their actions. The Beach look very exhausted.
Yeah.
These are a lot of big guys up here for Brantford. I think this is exactly the kind of game that they want to play.
Totally.
And we've been seeing that for about 30 minutes.
Yeah. And Brantford have to have, they've got so much in their arsenal too. Like you were thinking that they were going to drive that maul like they did successfully a few times before, but they go right off the top and up the middle. And then they can go out wide with the backs or, again, punch it up with the forwards in tight. They've got so many arrows in their quiver to pull from, and they showed all of them there in that last phase.
So the question is, what does the Beach have to do to change? Like, what are they going to have to do to get back in this? With a couple minutes to go before they hit halftime, what do you think they need to do in order to what adjustments need to be done?
Like I've been saying in the open field, they really need to communicate first and foremost between the halfback, number 9, and the fly half, number 10. And they need to show more hustle in getting back to receive the ball and to show some shape in their attack so they can look more dangerous. Right now, they're very, very predictable, and Brantford's able to meet that. Long kick downfield now into the 22. The Beach wanting to get the ball back down in the Brantford end. Brantford, as usual, recycle it very cleanly, move it up the middle of the field, and they've got good structure on both sides of the ruck. Beach are struggling here to maintain shape in their defense. Brantford continue to march up the field with their great running.
That's a cross.
Yep.
That's a cross. Yeah.
Now, if the Beach want to try and get in the scoreboard, they've got 4 minutes left in the half. They could try to go for the post here, but that is a mighty, mighty kick, 45 meters.
I think you take a shot. But I'm wrong.
They're going to go for the touch line. Let's hope they get their line out sorted this time. Don't get a ton of distance on that kick, but they were in the middle of the field. So it's probably 35 meters to the touch line anyway. The Beach have got to get organized here. And they are capable of winning clean lineout. They were a little bit sloppy on the other one they had on this side of the field. Nicely won. Beautiful jump, great throw, nice flat ball. Number 10 runs it up, gets through. You don't usually see that from the number 10. You like to keep him alive for communicating and decision making and the skills. The inside backs moving it again. Kegel, dangerous runner. Oh no, that was Boris.
That's Denzel.
Yeah,
yes.
Denzel Ruiz, phenomenal runner again. Try score last year's final. Good flat pass there, but Brantford again, the defense right over the top.
Yes.
They're seeing that all the time. Excellent work from Brantford. Probably their back row there, getting over the tackled player. There's two things there, Miles. It's first, good, sharp, quick chop tackle from Brantford, get the ball player to the ground. And then secondly, is the Brantford defender to be there over the top, stealing it.
And when the Brantford defender is over the ball, he doesn't even have to make an attempt to pull the ball up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He just has to show that, like, you
Yeah.
know, he's not releasing the ball, and it's an easy penalty. It's a
Yeah.
textbook penalty.
Yeah. And again, this comes from the beach. They could have better structure, have better communication, knowing where the ball is going, so they don't have the one-off runners like we just saw there, getting isolated and getting poached like that. Another ball win for Harlequins. Not clean like they would have liked, but they're still able to move the ball into the middle of the field. They've liked to probe there, set up the attack in the middle, and then decide which way they go. They decided to go to the right here. They've got numbers and move it out to the far right. Good ball handling. That kick could have gone further down the field. So this is looking a little bit dangerous now. The Beach have the ball and running it back. Great tackle from Brantford, though.
Might be offside here. Yes.
Good call.
Three, never last beat.
We have got a minute and a half left here, Miles. The Beach got to try to get on the scoreboard here before halftime. That would change the feel of this game significantly.
So it's going to be the same kind of scenario they had like 45 seconds earlier, right? Put the ball on the 22. Let's see if they can win a clean line out. See if there's a back row play on. See if there's a back line play on. And they can either draw a penalty or ultimately score a try. But they're going to have to put together some phases here. They're going to have to see some structure, the best that they've had all half, in order to get some sort of result before going into halftime.
Agreed. Good movement there from the forwards. They do win it cleanly. Nice throw, nice jump. They've set up
the
a
maul.
nicely structured maul, but that Brantford forward pack is rock solid. Oh, cheeky run there around the back. Can he get over? Oh, reach. Right before halftime. That's exactly what you want. Amazing stuff. And the Beach clawed themselves back into this right before halftime.
So you have the maul. Oh, you have the line out. You bring it down. You set up the maul. You suck in all the players. Have a peek down the short side. Realize there's nobody there because the hooker that was the Brantford hooker is actually in the maul.
Right.
And then just make a run for it. Now it's one-on-one against the winger.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to run over the winger for sure.
Yeah.
And then just reach and score.
Yeah. Back row against winger. That equation is usually going to work out for the back rower.
But this builds momentum for the Beach.
Yep.
You know, like we're probably a minute or two away from halftime, and now they have something to talk about when they go into halftime. This helps build. They get the ball back just before half. You know, it builds momentum for the Beach. They get one more shot before the whistle blows.
The clock says this is full time. If they can hit this kick, this is near impossible. It'd be nice.
I think they had a little extra time
that's
because when there was a man that was down.
No, don't quite
It looks
get
a little
there.
short.
So the Beach are still.
Oh,
So here we go to halftime. Beach able to make change the momentum there going to half. Like you said, Miles, that is a clutch play, and that changes the shape of this game considerably in just a minute and a half there. So it shows that the Beach have got some potential there.
It does. It does. And, you know, we've seen the dominance from the Brantford pack, basically, you know, owning real estate inside their 20-meter line, and, you know, unable to convert as many times as they probably want to convert. And this helps give the Beach some opportunities to get back into this. And the Beach did take advantage of it here to score late in the first half. And now, again, helping to build momentum and, you know, keep their heads up a little bit higher.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in the second half.
Agreed. So what we could see in the second half here, as I mentioned before, the Beach generally does have more depth in their squad, which could play a role, particularly in the last quarter of the game when the reserves start coming onto the field. That could play in the favor for the Beach. However, I'm tempted to say that Brantford's likely going to be too strong for the Beach. With their big forward pack, they do show a lot more structure in their play. They do show more potential to be able to score. Brantford were unlucky to not score more in this first half, and that is likely to be too strong for the Beach in the second half. If the Beach are going to be able to survive, they're going to have to turn things around. Like we were saying before, communication needs to increase between the halfbacks, between Havey and Jason Park, and there needs to be a little bit more hustle from everybody, probably some organization as well from the centers to get the rest of the forwards in line and able to restructure and reset their attack to be able to build the phases against Brantford. Failing that, it seems like the Beach will need to capitalize on more unstructured play. You see where they have made inroads. It's with cheeky kicks. It's with turnovers. It's with kick return. It's with Lee Kegel in particular getting the ball out wide. So if they can create opportunities for Kegel there, and also with Park possibly putting in some of those cheeky kicks and some one-off impressive play by the Beach back row, they can stick in there. But right now it is Brantford that are showing more potential as a team that can play rugby.
Brantford's taking advantage of their opportunities. You know,
Yep.
when I look at the stat line here, I can see that Brantford's had like 6 lineouts.
Yeah.
The Beach have only had 3. You know, Brantford has won 4 scrums. The Beach have only won 2. And they're
Yeah.
taking advantage of this. We're able to see it. They go wide between the 22s and then drive themselves inside the 22. And then their game changes automatically, right? They want to draw the penalties. Although penalties are the same, or virtually the same. 7 and 8 in terms of for 8 penalties for Brantford. They weren't able to take advantage of it. Remember, they did kick one off that went off the upright. So this
Yeah.
score could have been completely different,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But I think both teams now that they've settled and they're going to make these small adjustments along the way. And, things are definitely going to change.
Miles, something else too that the Beach might be feeling is the absence of Scott Dunham to go off at, I think it was 9.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah.
That could be a reason for that lack of structure, that lack of confidence, that lack of communication, and particularly the strength of the forward pack and Brantford just being able to show some dominance in that area.
Scott Dunham is my daughter Amaya's favorite player of all time. Right?
Yeah.
And now he's already taken had to go to the showers a little bit early. First of all, we hope that he's okay. It looks like he had a shoulder injury, but he's the heart and soul of this team.
Yeah.
Right? And he's a heart and soul. And he's been the heart and soul of this team for quite some time.
Yeah.
Can the troops get back together? Can they rally? Can they bring the team back up where they need to be? The small things that need to get done, can they do it?
We did, as we were saying before, with the semifinal that the Beach played in, they saw the lead change hands 4 or 5 times there, and they showed a lot of grittiness and resilience in their ability to come back and find ways to score in the second half, and particularly late in the game. We might see if they can draw on that again in this second half, and again find ways of making those one-off plays to score and to stay in the game and to eventually hopefully get enough points to stay with Brantford and to win the game.
It's Championship Saturday.
Yeah.
Right? It's Championship Saturday, and anything can happen on any given day. So, and this is the day. If you want that to happen, it's got to happen today, as there is no tomorrow. So, you never know what could happen. You never know what could happen. First of all, this is great rugby. Both teams should be very proud of putting on such a great show so far, and the second half is going to be just as exciting as the first.
Looking here at the Beach reserves, Miles, you were talking about Jamie McKenzie, who could be a player coming off the bench for the Beach. He's got 23 caps for Canada and played in 3 World Cups. That type of experience, even if he's a little bit further down in his career than some of the other players, that type of experience and that confidence could really be valuable for the Beach in the second half, and having that kind of guy coming off the bench.
He's utility back, can play anywhere in the back line. Great hand, great ball skills. Could come in at fly. Could come in at fly half. Could come in at 9, and then really start orchestrating the forwards and getting them to move in the positions where they need to be in order to win.
Yeah.
And I think that wherever you put him on the field, they automatically, the awareness of this team goes up a little bit, because he's going to guide you and make sure he's going to put you in positions to win. But we'll see the kind of adjustments they'll be making in the second half.
So that's the Beach reserves. We look at Brantford here, and we see the one and only Dave Neal, who has 26 years of playing rugby with the Brantford Harlequins at this level. There's a nifty guy who could come in at reserve hooker who could really add a lot of oomph and confidence and impact to the second half for Brantford.
I think you played with him at Pride, didn't you?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he definitely knows what he's doing around the pitch. And again, Brantford has been so effective, in their forward pack. And then to have a guy who just understands it just a little bit more is going to help raise everyone. One or two scrums could really make a huge difference in this game.
Yeah.
And you have a guy who knows exactly what to do in every situation, understands with the field awareness and what needs to be done. That's the kind of thing that could change a game right there.
Absolutely. And here we go, second half. The Beach elect to go short, make it contestable. It looks like, unfortunately, a knock on there.
Yes, looks like they're going to be playing advantage here.
The Beach and Brantford take advantage of it. I wonder if the referee's going to let this go.
Yeah, I think you still have advantage on.
Okay. Brantford looking good again, recycling the ball effectively, and they've got so many players out in the open field to run with, and they're only committing 2 people there to that ruck to recycle it. They're so efficient with the resources that they have. Here they are going like gangbusters right away in the second half. Not able to keep the ball though in the tackle, unfortunately.
Looks like it went forward a little bit. We have advantage blue now. Yes.
Again, Brantford just coming out so strong there with their structure, their efficiency in the ruck, with the passing, getting the ball away in the tackle. Just that, again, it seems like it's the last link that they're not getting to. The Beach just managed to put in a cheeky tackle, knock the ball out of the hands just in the last play for Brantford. Or maybe Brantford doesn't make that last pass for the try. Seems they are leaving some points on the field.
It's the small things. I think when they go back and look at the tape and probably realize their missed opportunities, not just for Brantford, but both teams.
Yeah.
They probably realize that the score could be much, much different.
Yeah. So the Beach here lucky to have their scrum. They look to hold on to that pretty well. Wheel it to the left, which gives them the advantage of the forwards being close to the ball here. And they move it wide. This is looking good. And they've got good structure here. That's the Beach can do some damage when they move the ball wide. That's good stuff.
I think it's too slow at the breakdowns.
They need to move it though. No reason to hang on to that at the back of the breakdown. I think we have offside there. Nope, it was
not releasing the player.
Yeah.
Number 13, late hit.
Quick comment there, Miles. So the Beach had the ball like right in the touchline there, and then they moved it like pretty far infield, almost like into the middle of the field. That's not. That's a tough move to do because the defense, Brantford, in that situation, knows where the ball's going, so they can shoot up really quickly. It makes sense to move the ball more to the 15-meter line, and then so there's threats on both sides of the ruck for the Beach. So again, it's just strategically maybe not positioning themselves the best. The decision making and the communication between the halfbacks isn't working quite as well for the Beach as it has been for Brantford.
Looks like we have a substitution here.
Good clean line out, down and pop for the Beach. Good structure here. Really big collision there in the middle of the field. Penalty.
We have time off here.
Looks like a high tackle. Might be head-to-head.
I don't agree with this.
Bring him in here.
Can we have the mic up on the referee, please?
Give him space, give him space. I got it. Yep. I understand. No. Look, no. We've got clear chest contact as well, but it's head on head, so it's a yellow card. Okay.
Thank you. Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
So that is a yellow card.
Advantage Beach. We don't have the we don't have the luxury of having instant replay, but it's one of those things I'd like to take a look at. I didn't believe that it was a high tackle, definitely a strong tackle, and have the player sent off in the bin for 10 minutes. Definitely swings the pendulum in the way of the beach.
This could be what they need. I think that was Graham McKelvey. That's always a big hit when you have a back rower going off the field. That's really tough. I think the beach player, Mark Lawless, needs to go off the field here for a head injury check. I hope he's okay there.
It sucks. It sucks. I understand. It's not ideal, but that's what.
Then that's a red, no?
No, it's not. It's clear. It's clear chest on. There's a hit, right?
Could you hear what the referee was saying there, Miles?
I wasn't. If we could talk to the guys in the booth, just want to leave the referee's level up so we can always hear what they're saying. That'd be great.
It sounds like Jason Park was suggesting that needs to be a red card because it was head contact. I believe he might be right there.
And they don't find. Oh, he finds touch.
It's a little bit undisciplined from the winger there to catch the ball and then jump into touch with it.
But it didn't go out into touch. It didn't go out to touch, right? And again, these are the small mistakes that we were talking about in the first half that you have to take advantage of. You have to make sure the ball goes into touch. The small things, right? They got lucky down here, right? So they got two things. They got the man that's sent off, and now they have a scrum inside the 5-meter line. Let's see if the beach can take advantage of this.
This could be it. This is what we said could happen with the beach if they get lucky and turn the game around. Good movement in the line out, nice and clean. They bring it down. They're going to try and drive it in against this Brantford brick wall, and they're going backwards. And
not a good sign.
Not a good sign, but they've managed to score the try off it last time, and they managed to get the ball back here. They got decent structure. The beach elect to just bang it up in the middle. Not much passing going on. Brantford are calling for a penalty there. The beach player was isolated, but his support did get there fast enough. It's just a slow ball coming back and difficult to attack with. The beach are picking and driving here. Not able to spread the ball much, but they're trying to take advantage of a scrappier style of play. See more of the players are gathered around the ruck, and they're just trying to punch it up and see what happens here. They're trying to survive off a little bit more of scraps than they typically used to do, but it's going to be tough days against this big Brantford pack to make inroads against them playing this kind of rugby. They're right in front of the sticks. They're probably hoping for a penalty here is the best that they can hope for. Crowd is calling for a knock on there, but I think that came off the foot.
Yeah, it's off the boot. I don't know if this is this kind of style that the beach want to play in this kind of area, but it looks like they've ultimately identified that there is
Oh, lovely work. I think that was the danger man, Lee Keegle there. Like we said, at halftime, you get the ball to Lee Keegle, dangerous stuff is going to happen. And what happened? We just got it out to him. There was two people on him. They didn't have an advantage out there.
He's able to shake them both.
The beach moved it out there, but they were matched man-to-man. Might have even have an overlap for Brantford. But Keegle's such a dangerous runner. All he needs is a one-on-one or maybe even just only two people marking him.
I think the first 90 seconds into the game, we saw him make a break.
Yeah.
And he's been dangerous every time he touches the ball.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show there as well. It looks like what we saw in this passage of play is that the beach wanted to hit it up a little bit, the same way that Brantford's been doing it the whole first half. They want to hit it up a little bit, and then finally when they know they've had enough players that are sucked in to move the ball out wide, which is what they did.
Yeah.
Found the mismatch, really. Anyone against Lee Keegle is pretty much a mismatch.
Yeah.
And then expose that, go to the corner, and then dot down for a try.
Man, and that momentum that the beach found going into the halftime has now resurfaced in the opening minutes of the second half here. We've got a difficult kick here. This will be a tough one to get a couple points from, but we just might. Not quite. Just pulled it on the inside post. But Beach showing some promise here. Just like we said, they're living off of scraps, but they've taken advantage of almost every opportunity they've had. Once they're down in the red zone, in the opposition 22, they've been able to come away with points most of the time. Whereas Brantford, for all their structure, all their great attack, and all their recycling, unfortunately, they haven't been able to convert on that pressure.
Well, I don't count the first 20 minutes for Brantford but I think that now that the game has settled down a little bit, we're probably going to see a lot more. But losing that player to the bin is definitely going to be difficult for Brantford. How are they going to? Can they weather the storm while this is happening?
Yeah. Park taking it up there again. He runs the ball a lot. Teams don't typically want that from their fly half. He is an effective runner. And he's been able to make inroads. But again, Beach committing so many people to that ruck. In this case, they're looking to kick it, get it downfield. Brantford let it bounce. You can't do that. And the
Plays for
Beach
scrappy ball
may
right
be
here.
able to collect it here. They are likely to do it because they got the momentum. Somehow Brantford, I don't know how they got forward momentum in that ruck, but Park comes up with it somehow. Again, living off of scraps. The Beach have been so effective with that. Going to go with the cross kick here. Denzel Boris is out there. This could be dangerous. Denzel Boris going to get back to his feet. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty for the Beach because the Brantford player was down on the ground and didn't release the ball.
Yeah, that's what you have to do. When he was tackled, you have to put the ball on the deck and then get to your feet, and then you can gather the ball. You can see the Brantford player did not do that. He just held onto the ball the entire time and was able. They're able to he held onto the ball the entire time, and that's what drew the penalty.
Good knowledge of the laws there for the referee to call that one, and that was unlucky for the Brantford winger, Ben Weston there, not showing clear release of the ball before he got up. Great pressure from Denzel Boris, such a solid player in last year's final. Again, showing a lot of character in this one. The Beach here with another 5-meter line out. One really cleanly, lovely stuff. They're setting up the maul. And it looks like it's not straight.
It looks like it's not straight.
That is unfortunate. That was a great opportunity for the Beach there to take the lead.
But this also puts a lot of pressure on Brantford. Brantford now has a scrum on their own 5-meter line, heels on the goal line. They're going to have to find a way to clear the lines, and can they get enough space? The wind looks like it's picked up just a little bit the second half as well, so they will be kicking into the wind a little bit. Can they alleviate some of the pressure?
Maybe the gods are with the Beach today. They bring in the wind for the second half. Put more pressure on Brantford. Beach are able to add pressure to that scrum, pushing Brantford back. They don't get a clean ball off the back of it. The Beach are just pressurizing that. There's a shallow in goal here for Brantford, so it's going to be tough to clear this ball. They do make some inroads here and move the ball to more favorable kicking position. They're just moving it back and forth here, but not making a ton of inroads. The Beach are able, great work from Park.
Brantford's happy to do this. We've seen Brantford do this for most of the game. Buy themselves a little bit of space.
They relieve the pressure, but that's not a ton of yardage that they got there. They're only 2/3 of the way up the 22, and the Beach still have a great attacking platform here. We need to be careful of this throw in here. The Beach having mixed success from their line out.
And this is where you miss Scott Dunham.
100%. Right. I always miss Scott Dunham when he's not around. Great movement here from the Beach in the line out. They've been able to make it work so far. It's scrappy, and they look like they're going to hang on to it. Oh, looked like a head-to-head collision there. Could be another penalty coming for Brantford. The Beach have good structure here now. Brantford off the line really fast, the rush defense there. The Beach taking a while. They're happy to be slower with that ruck, counter ruck from Brantford. This is getting pretty scrappy, and the referee is going to look to clean this up.
Yeah, looks to be a knock on, and they'll bring it back for a scrum down for a Beach put in.
Mark's here. Probably about 2 now.
So 2 minutes to go in the bin.
Beach have capitalized on that yellow card, and they're hoping to do that again before the player comes back on the field. Again, it's a clutch player for them. Graham McKelvey, you never want your back rower off the field. It's one of those people that just does so much work around the field, carrying the ball, making tackles, stealing ball. The Beach looking clean here in that scrum. They're moving forward. Great attacking platform here. Lovely ball to the backs. Looking at good shape. Lovely stuff. Just can't get the last pass there, but the Beach collect it. Still attacking and looking dangerous. Their back three have been electric today when they get the ball. Oh, nice line here from the forwards. But they need more support there to win that ball cleanly. They do. The Beach are coming out here in the second half and score another beautiful, beautiful try here. That's 2 tries during the yellow card.
So you could tell that the momentum has obviously shifted in the Beach's favor right from the beginning of the second half. Actually, it probably started at the end of the first half when they scored the late try.
What is going on here? This is a tale of 2 halves. The Beach have just come storming out in this second half. They looked lethargic all first half. They look tired, they look disinterested, but now they've got the energy up. They're realigning, people are taking hard lines, they're winning the ball cleanly, and now they're getting opportunities.
You know, I think they're just taking advantage of some of the mistakes that Brantford has made. You know, the kick that didn't go into touch, when the player took it, he stepped out into touch to have the ball in the 5-meter line, to have that line out there. Have a player sent off at the beginning of the second half.
Yep.
You know, this doesn't mean that it's over for Brantford. I think they just have to weather the storm a little bit. We're noticing a different Beach team altogether in the second half. They're playing with a lot more urgency and looking to exploit mismatches, playing very, very strong inside the 22. We'll just wait for the player to come back onto the field. I think he's about to come on right now. And, you know, now that both teams are at even strength, we'll see what happens.
Park makes no mistake on that conversion, gets the extra 2 points for the Balmy Beach now, and they're looking sharp. Brantford need to maintain their structure and just convert on that last pass, the last effort that they've been lacking, basically. Otherwise, they've been the better team on the day. The Beach have been living off the scraps, but they've been doing it very, very effectively. They've raised the energy now, and now they're really coming at Brantford, and they're really making the best of what they've got. Reasonably kicked deep off for Brantford. And Park putting in another one of those cheeky kicks, and he's putting pressure on there. Brantford back three, not able to collect it. Again, these one-off plays are working well for the Beach.
That's right. He doesn't look very secure back there. I remember he let the kick drop earlier, and now he's not able to field this one cleanly. Maybe the Beach have identified something, and they want to exploit this.
Yep. That was well played. He fumbled the ball there, so the Beach kicked it, but it's going to be a Beach throw in here because the Brantford winger touched it. I think it was Ben Weston before it went out. Lovely one ball there. Bang it up with the centers with the Beach, trying to establish that platform. They've got good numbers there and great structure. They're looking a lot more structured here in the second half, and they have more energy. Great feed-offs in the tackle there, getting their arms through. And look at that. They've got players lined up on both sides, ready to attack. Again, feeding off in the tackle, keeping the ball alive.
No.
Recycling faster. They've got more energy here. They've got more excitement. They've got more hunger to get that ball and to move it. They've got more support. They're able to win the ruck quicker. They're only committing 2 players there. Okay, second effort is what the referee's saying there. Fair enough.
So when the player is down, they can't crawl with the ball. They're supposed to just, actually turn back to their own team. They are allowed 1 play.
Yeah.
If you continue to play the ball on the ground, this is ultimately what the penalty is for. Let's see what Brantford's going to do with the ball now.
Man, this is great stuff from the Beach. Like I don't know what happened at halftime. Probably Scotty Dunham tore a strip off of them, or passed on some of his leadership and his guidance. But they are looking like a different team here. They just failed there in that little breakdown to keep the ball alive and to keep recycling it. Brantford now want to show the Beach how structured they can be and want to get that momentum back. But they don't win the clean lineout. That was so solid for them in the first half, but the Beach are able to collect this one. The referee's playing advantage to the Beach because of the knock-on from Brantford. The Beach are able to get it back, see if they can have a little bit of fun with this down the 5-meter channel. And that's an intentional knock-on from Brantford.
Never an attempt to catch. Number 3.
Intentional knock-on. The hand was moving in a downward direction from Brantford. It looks like Brantford's starting to slip. They're losing their discipline.
If there was a timeout in rugby, this would be a great time to use it for Brantford.
Yeah. They've if you ask me, been playing the better rugby for most of the game. They're just losing their discipline, probably getting frustrated that they haven't converted on all their great performances so far. It's been all the beach now. Beach showing some good composure with their lineouts now. I think they sorted that out at halftime as well. Winning it clean off the top.
Yeah,
now
the
they have
movement.
the option to maul it or move it.
The movement. This is definitely the movement that we're seeing that seems to be showing a little bit of confusion for Brantford, and it's becoming much more effective.
Lovely deception there from the beach off the top. Great stuff there. Bang it up in the middle as usual, setting up a nice attacking platform for both sides of the field, but Brantford have turned it over again.
That's a pinch.
Those great forwards there stealing that ball in the tackle. They're over it so quickly. The beats need to be sharper in order to recycle that ball quickly. Brantford got the structure back. They are going wide on this one. They do have the advantage. If they can just keep that ball alive, this could be dangerous for them. The back three for Beach have got to do some work to make sure that Brantford doesn't get in, but it looks like they're going to. That is a well-constructed try from Brantford.
You make the line break, and then you look for your support. You have one on the inside, you have one on the outside. A little bit of footwork, keep the defender moving, keep the ball in hand, and that's exactly what they did. You keep it off the deck. They're able to go 60, to dot it down. Now Brantford's up.
Yeah. We are at 17s right now with the kick to come. This is a sitter right in front of the post. They were able to score the try right in the middle of the in-goal area. And so this is likely to edge Brantford ahead by 2 points.
So when they were a man down, they had to weather the storm.
Yeah.
And after they were able to weather the storm, they come back on and they score a try.
Those yellow cards can make a big difference, you know.
Especially on championship day.
Yeah. It's a tough one having a back rower off for that long, as we were saying, and the momentum's turned back in favor of Brantford Harlequins. They've got such nice structure when they do have the ball, and they just showed what they can do when they finish that last pass, when they finish that last movement, pull it all together. Lovely, lovely try there from them. You can hear the reaction from the crowd, too. They know it. I think the Beach have moved Park into another position on the back line there. They've got someone else stepping in to fly half.
I believe his natural position is like inside center.
Right. I don't know if that's changed their communication and the organization, but there's certainly something different that we've seen in the Beach attack. They're going to be hoping that they can maintain that for the balance of the game. Brantford showing a little bit of indecision there. You really shouldn't let that ball bounce. You can see they're getting tackled now in their own 22. They could have run that out further. Now they're going to have to either run out deeper in their own end or clear it from here. They look like they're electing to run, though, and going into the middle of the field, which you don't typically see teams looking for breakdowns in the middle of the field in front of their own 6.
But this is their style of play, and they've been so effective with it. We saw it in the whole first half, and they probably played most of their season like this as well. You know, they're telling the Beach, hey, you're going to have to make 100 tackles against us today. As you can see here, he had options to go out wide, decided not to, keep it in nice and tight.
Yeah, good decision. The Beach had a good rush defense up there, looking to pressure Brantford in their own end.
And they
Brantford are making
slowed
inroads here, though. Like they've gone 25 meters. Again, really building the phases here. It's more tiring to defend. And here they are getting on the outside channel now. They're on the 10-meter line. They're just going to keep continuing to build the phases, It's really impressive stuff. They're able to win rucks with only a couple people in that ruck. Lovely work here from the outside backs. Brantford putting in the chip kick. Beach able to collect it, which is nicely done. Able to stay alive. Some of the Brantford players were calling for obstruction there from the Beach. Referee's going to give advantage to the Beach there for that tackle. I think it was a swinging arm there. Beach looking sharp, taking advantage of that penalty there. The referee's going to pull it back, I think.
Nothing there, coming back for the high tackle.
Right.
Calls for a high tackle. They're going to talk about time off.
So, Miles, is it Jamie McKenzie that's coming the field at fly half for the Beach?
And we talked about that at halftime. It's like that's the kind of leadership, and just when you have 3 World Cups,
Yeah.
and 23 caps for Canada.
Yeah.
You know, you're definitely going to make a difference when you're on the field. And I think that's probably the immediate difference that we're seeing right now.
Right. Yeah, we've seen a complete transformation in the Beach's structure and their fluid way of playing, the communication between the halfbacks. It looks a lot different. That frees up Jason Park to do some of the other stuff that we've seen him do in the back line.
Sure, and if I look at the lineup right now, you can see that Jason Park looks like he's been playing inside.
Right.
McKenzie here at 10. And then just watch the attack. Just watch the attack here. It's a nice little formation. I like this.
They've got a couple forwards out there in the middle of the field. They're likely to bang it up with one of the back rowers there. Going back to Park, they could do some stuff out wide here. They do. Move the ball nicely. Elect to chip it downfield. That's a nicely weighted kick, and it goes into touch. Lovely work there from Beach. They've got the ball now down into the Brantford end, putting pressure on them. They're going to try and steal this line out probably and keep applying that pressure and see if they can come away with points.
So even when they have a broken pass here, they're still able to make a huge gain. You know, they've identified the play was not, we have a quick play here.
Quick line out.
Yes.
The referee's letting it go. The Beach were onto it, though, and they equal to the task and able to stop it. Brantford almost looked like they were going to run the full length of the field there. Cheeky stuff from them. They're not afraid to run from their own end. They just like hanging onto the ball, bailing the phases, tiring out the Beach defense, frustrating the Beach defense, and hopefully converting into points like they did in the last time they had the ball. They looked so dangerous. They built the phases and ran in that beautiful try.
But this is also causing the Beach to get tired.
Yeah.
You make a lot of these tackles and stuff.
Yeah.
It starts weighing on you.
Yeah. You don't know which way Brantford's going to go either. They keep changing direction, going back to the short side, going to the open side. They're just likely waiting until they can get a clear open side for to run that ball wide. Lovely work there from the Brantford forwards. Move it to the open player, avoid the shooting Beach defensive player.
3-on-2.
Brantford move it out. Could have, McKenzie there, steals the ball from the ruck. Nicely done. Knock on there, unfortunately. Miles, do we see Dave Neal now in the field?
I believe I do see number 16 on the field.
And there's the guy who could make a big difference for them. That was a great clutch play there. Turnover from Jamie McKenzie, identifying the ball in the ruck and a great opportunity to pull it out. It just didn't work out there for the Beach. Loose pass.
Looks like we have time off here. Looks to be a man down. I think it's one of the Van Horn brothers.
So we're restarting here with a Brantford scrum. It doesn't seem like either team's had much of an advantage in the scrum yet. Maybe the Beach slightly, given that their platform's been a little bit more stable and given them some better attacking platform, particularly in the second half here.
I mean, the most important thing with the scrum is that you keep your own possession. We haven't seen one go against the head yet, and that's what's most important. Going against the head is when the other team steals the ball in the scrum. But if you're putting the ball in, you're going to keep the ball. Now, as I say this, there's probably going to be one against the head here.
Right.
But holding on to taking advantage of your own possession, that's the most important thing.
The crowd really getting into it here. We are less than a quarter of the game to go. Only 2 points in it. And this crowd is really getting into it.
Penalty 2.
Penalty there. We were just saying the scrum's been equal, but Brantford come away with a penalty there. I think that's 2 penalties to
That's
Brantford.
right. You're gonna have to have a chat with.
Yeah, again, front row going down.
It's Peter Vandersteen playing tight head prop. And you're definitely going to have to make sure he's able to keep the scrum up. That's not the kind of penalty you want to give away. Looks like we have time off.
Beach substitution, I think. Look like we are swapping hookers here. It is a Harlequins throw in, and Dave Neal is going to be throwing this one in. Brantford like to go with a 4-man line out here, so that opens up more people free to run the ball if they can win it, which they do nicely off the top. Well done. This is great stuff.
They've run that 4-man line out all day, and they've been super effective in doing it.
Yeah. Now they've got all the loose players here with structure. Dave Neal getting the ball back. Good ball carry, recycling it quickly.
But do you see the difference? The ball doesn't stay on the deck long here with Brantford.
Right.
Ball's on the deck, it's up and it's out.
Yeah.
You know, if it's on a forward like that, taking it on, the ball's gone.
Yeah. Great line here from the Brantford center. They're really building the phases.
Yeah. Rolled over right
that
there.
was close. Yeah.
Yep.
Man over the ball, holding on. Taking the extra
Now,
roll.
while he was still moving, the referee was saying that's one roll too much. He did have the beach player, the defender, right over top of him, so the referee's going to award the beach for having that defensive advantage, that good play there, the player on his feet. The ball player from Harlequins didn't make it available.
He was going to lose the ball. He was going to lose the ball regardless.
Right.
So let me see if I can. Find a way to just hang on to just a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And maybe get away with something here.
Yeah. Well, the beach were lucky with that one. Brantford typically don't make errors like that. They like to build the phases. They're usually doing it from their own end, at least in this second half they have. If they are able to do that in this part of the field, they likely would have come away with points.
Looks like we have another substitute here. So Tom Van Horn is out, and Joe Newman is in for Brantford.
Beach with a 5-man line out. Unlucky with that one, but it's a Brantford knock-on. And the Beach are going to get a scrum here. Beach scrums them relatively strong. Not a huge advantage, but they've been able to get it out cleanly and to start play from there.
That's right. Well, all eyes are going to be on this front row. I mean, the last time they just had a scrum, remember the scrum was brought down, and there was a penalty.
Yeah.
So the ref probably had a chat with the captain and maybe even the prop and said, you're gonna have to hold your feet here and hold on to this.
Yep.
And then, but you got Dave Neal in there, right? He knows what to do.
Absolutely. A penalty to Brantford here would be very dangerous.
There it is. See?
Because Brantford would kick it into the corner, and then they've got that dangerous maul of theirs. So the Beach need to be really disciplined here.
So that looks like that was like just a slip, and they're going to restart. But you see, look where the referee is, right? He's right beside the props are having some issues holding their feet.
He's watching that front row. The Beach really need to stay disciplined here. 2 points in the game right now. Less than, it looks like just 13 minutes left right now. Brantford putting a lot of pressure on there. The Beach scrum almost disintegrating. Yeah. That could be it.
Yeah, they're going right after Peter. As you can see here, I wish we had the luxury of replay. As you can see, it looks like they pinched on the tight head and actually lifted him off the ground and picked him up and then wheeled him around.
Yeah.
And the ref says, well, you're coming out of the scrum. And I've been in that position. There's not much you can do.
That's a nice kick. I'm not sure the touch judge was
generous enough.
Not too generous there. But either way, this is dangerous stuff. The Beach are under pressure here. You called it, Miles. The penalty there in the scrum. The pressure from the Brantford forwards is just too much.
No.
That is a hot mess. You can't do that. Brantford just failing to convert at the most important times, unfortunately. Cheeky stuff from Park. He's able to make some inroads here. He had some numbers outside of him, but chose to run it up. Recycles it quickly here. The Beach are probably looking to clear it out here. Jamie McKenzie giving direction to move the ball infield, and that's so he can have a better angle to kick it out now.
You see the difference automatically when he comes on the field as he orchestrates from the back. Just telling the guys where to go, just directing traffic.
Yeah, they've got great structure now. You could see the players fanned out to the left. And now McKenzie's going to boot this. No, he's moving it down the field. This is unconventional. This may be tough to defend, but no, the Beach get a good defensive line there, which isn't always easy to do after kicking there. Brantford able to cycle here. They're going to be looking to try and get their structure back, which isn't always easy after receiving the kick and getting your players realigned.
He wasn't held, so he was able to continue on with the play.
This
Looks
is
like
not
we
where the
have
Beach want to be.
advantage
I really think they should have cleared it there and got the pressure out. This is
have
dangerous
advantage.
stuff.
Might be
This
advantage
is
over.
dangerous. Good stuff from the Beach defense. Hanging on with their fingernails there. Just scrapping for those tackles.
Look for a big
Brantford
forward
looking
coming up the
struggling
middle
around.
now.
Oh, great tackle there. I think that was Kegel.
That's Dave Neal in there again.
Oh,
Try given.
it always felt like that was going to happen. Brantford do eventually piece it together. The structure, the persistence, their play finally pays off. They stretch the lead now.
So the biggest
With
question
10
is,
minutes.
which team is going to make less mistakes? You know,
Right.
we saw the blown line out here
Yep.
by Brantford,
Yep.
but they're still able to recover and
Yep.
then go score in the corner. Right?
Yeah, after the Beach failed to clear their own end.
Right. Right.
That's crucial. Brantford have shown they're able to walk out of their own end. They can run out because they can build the phases like that. I'm not sure that the Beach style of play shows that they're able to build the phases like that. They're not comfortable enough to be able to walk out of their own end like that. They really need to play it safe there. Clear it off the pitch, slow it down, reset, collect, and defend from further out of the field. They paid the price there for trying to get cheeky and run out of their own end. That's just my opinion.
I agree. I agree. Fundamentals right here is still the core of rugby, right? And when you have when you have the opportunity to clear your lines, you got to clear your lines.
Yeah. 7 points in it now. This kick. Oh, wow.
Good.
9-point lead now. That is crucial because now the Beach, one converted try won't tie it up. They need to score more. That is a monster kick from the sideline. You can hear the reaction from the crowd there.
They'll have to rally. But it's not like the Beach haven't done this before.
Yeah.
Right? The Beach did this in the semifinals, and they were able to come back and win it in overtime. So, but you can hear the crowd going crazy here. We're on the Brantford side.
They're saying, let's go Quins, let's go Quins. Looked like it was Lee Kegel shooting up there again in the kickoff. He's been working so hard this game. He's a great player for the Beach. He's made such a difference. Brantford, again, happy to run it out of their own end. They're so confident in their ability to build the phases, to recycle, to be efficient with the resources that they have.
Oh, hanging on to the ball, he says.
Commentator's curse.
Commentator's curse.
Now, if you're the Beach, we've got 8 minutes left. You probably want to go for the posts here.
They take a shot.
So right now, we've got 9 points in it. Hitting this would narrow it down to 6-point lead for the Harlequins. Not an easy kick. We're just to the right of center on the right side of the field, which is a little bit harder for Park, who's a right-footed kicker. The ball will curve to the left, and so that artificially narrows the posts.
But he has the wind.
He does have the wind.
He has the wind.
This is crucial. This narrows it to a converted try for the Beach. And it's good. Well done, Park. The Beach are still in it. Now, Brantford will be kicking back to the Beach now. If the Beach can hang on to this, go up and score a converted try, they are back in the lead.
8 minutes to go. A lot of rugby time left. A lot of rugby time left. And again, anything could happen. This is championship
It's
rugby.
McCormick Cup, man.
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
the way it
McCormick Cup.
works.
That's what it's all about right here.
Let's not forget that the Beach are pushing here to be the winningest club of McCormick Cup history. They're tied with the Markham Irish right now at 16 championships, and they want to be standing alone there with the 17. They can do that today. The most successful team in Ontario history. Park clears it out there. They learned the lesson from before. That's a monster kick.
A monster
They could have
kick.
used that
And they're
about
taking
10 minutes ago.
And they're taking advantage of the wind.
Yeah. Good stuff there from McKenzie.
Looks a little
Stops the player,
uncertain.
tackles him ball and all. This is going to be slow now coming back. The Brantford players still haven't realigned. They don't have much of a threat of an attack. And the Beach just barreled them back able to keep going. Brantford needs a reset, get a steeper line. We do have tired legs out there. The Beach coming off the line quick, showing some vigor. They know what's going on here, and they really want to claw the lead back here. But again, Brantford inching up the field, building the phases, bit by bit. Those big forwards, and then with their electric backs when they have the chance.
This is their style of rugby. We've literally seen this all game long, and what it's doing, it's tiring out the Beach, and it's taking time off the clock. The
True.
Beach need every second on the clock, and they don't
Yep.
have the ball.
Yep. Yeah, and the Beach try to up the pace here. You see Park shooting in there from the defender.
But he's dangerously close to being offside.
Yeah.
It's not recommended.
It's working for Brantford. Again, there's probably over 10 phases now, and now they've got something. That is a lovely cheeky kick. Good collection there from the Beach. They're going to need to do something with here now. They've got just a little over 5 minutes. They're going to kick it down the field. That's an interesting choice. Brantford's not able to collect it.
This could go through the end zone.
It doesn't, so that's going to be a 22. Not the worst thing in the world, but if I'm Brantford, you want to the referee's calling it back to a goal line.
Oh, it's
kick
a goal
out
line
here.
drop. Yeah. So regardless, then the Beach, if they're able to recover this ball, would get the ball with really good field position.
Not a bad play then from the Beach. So this has worked out well because Harlequins, it's tough to kick this ball out, particularly against the wind. Even if you kick at 40 meters, which is tough to do from a drop kick. The Beach are still able to launch a pretty solid counterattack. That doesn't go far, and it goes into touch. So it's going to be a Beach line out about 30 meters from the goal line, which actually isn't a bad attacking platform. So many tries are scored from lineouts in this position. The reason for that is that the Brantford defense still needs to the back three, still need to honor the kick, and so they're out of that front defensive line, which leaves more room for the back line to run in. If you're up closer to the goal line, you don't have that advantage of having the back three back further to guard against the kick. The Beach here go again with their 5-man line out, looking lovely there. That was a knock-on. You can't do that with 4 minutes left. There's a beautiful throw, lovely movement from them, and that was just sloppy work from both the jumper and the player receiving the ball.
The Brantford crowd right here just went crazy, begging for the call, and they got it.
That was clutch from the Beach. They needed to make that happen. They could have punished Brantford there. But as it is now, Brantford, who's shown a stronger scrum in the second half, they're very likely to get this ball back now and have a good chance of running out the clock. But the Beach have been able to turn it over and make some big plays at some clutch moments, so you never know. But look at that Beach scrum dissolves, and Brantford march it forward. Oh, this is dangerous stuff. Good tackle there from Keegle, of course. Great on both sides of the ball. Brantford have got some numbers here. This is intense stuff. Just about 2.5 minutes left now. Brantford are happy to slow it down and build the phases. Play conservative rugby.
That's right.
And the Beach don't like it. They really want to speed up the pace of the game. They want to cause a turnover. They want to upset this strategic, slow and steady way that Brantford have been playing all game.
So if you notice what the Beach are doing is that they're not committing players to the breakdown. So after they make the tackle, they roll out of the way and they make sure no one is committed so they can actually come in from an offside position if they choose to make a tackle. There is no offside line.
2 minutes left. The Beach have got to do something here. Got to find a way to turn over the ball and get back down and score a try. A goal won't work. Look at Brantford, just almost all the players.
Walking.
14 of them tight there. They're just going to do this for the next minute and a half. The Beach have got to do something here. Brantford only has one back three player back near the 22 guarding against a turnover and a kick. The rest of their players are all gathered up there.
You know, it's not exciting rugby, but I tell you, it's effective.
It's effective.
They may look to draw a penalty here. But whatever happens, that ball doesn't go more than 2.5 yards. And you go right back into contact or even fall to the ground, just like you're seeing right now.
You can't get too complacent, though. Oh, has the referee called the game now? Our clock says our clock was slow. Well, there you go. Brantford Harlequins, 2023 McCormick Cup champions. The Beach will have to wait until another year to try and reach their 17th and record-breaking McCormick Cup win. Not this year.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations to the Brantford Harlequins. You know, they played a fantastic game of rugby. You know, they really did keep to their structure. They really did keep true to their game plan. There were times it weaned a little bit, especially at the beginning of the second half when they were going a man down. They weren't able to get back into the structure they wanted to get into. But I think that all in all, especially down here near the stretch, they're able to just play their style of rugby, and this is the result that they got. Congratulations.
Congratulations to Brantford. They were the better team on the day. We've been saying the whole game. They've been showing better structure, more efficiency in the breakdown, more ability to get their good players, defective runners into the open field. It just seems they weren't able to convert on those last passes or the last effort to score those points. But at the end of the day, they do show that their composure, their structure, their systematic way of playing prevails here. The Beach's ability to play a little bit scrappier and to live off of turnovers and to live off of one-off creative plays. It didn't quite do the trick today.
I think it's great rugby all around. Both teams should be very proud. They put on a great show for a McCormick Cup Final. It definitely wasn't the same game that we saw the last time we saw these two guys play in the McCormick Cup, but they should both be extremely, extremely happy with the way that they played. I thought it was a very, very good game. A really good game all around.
Great support from Brantford in particular. You could hear them cheering on their players. That was probably the 16th man for them. That was really good stuff. Great to see that support from them coming away from Brantford. Really electric atmosphere here today. I think most importantly, Miles, that Bill Webb would have really enjoyed that game. I think he would have been impressed with the quality of play, the commitment to the game, the camaraderie, the sportsmanship. Today was for Bill Webb, first and foremost, and I think everyone did him proud.
I think it's really classy of Rugby Ontario to dedicate this game to him and to have ties with both teams, which is really special. I've met Bill a few times. I actually coached one of his sons, and he's a great guy. He's just a guy who just loved rugby. It's exactly what Rugby Ontario needed, what Rugby Canada needed. Someone that's just going to step up and just keep growing the sport of rugby, and that's what he dedicated his life to. And it's a shame that we've lost him far, far, far too soon. But I think that in order to put such a great game today to honor Bill Webb, he's definitely here, watching this game.
Very much agreed. That's great to hear. It looks like we are going to be having the McCormick Cup trophy presented to the victors here today. Just one more thought for the Beach. They had Scott Dunham, one of their season's veterans, go off after 9.5 minutes, I think it was. That makes a huge impact on the game. I think also we talked a bit about Jamie McKenzie there, the change in structure and the organization and also the energy that we saw from the team when he went into fly half there. I just wonder if things had worked out differently for the Beach, if maybe they started with Jamie McKenzie in there at fly half to begin the game, giving Jason Park an opportunity to work out wider in the back line to do more of his cheeky kicks and his runs. And you never know if Scotty Dunham had been able to stay in the game. Things might have been different.
We definitely saw the difference when McKenzie came on. The way that he was able to orchestrate the team, direct, this is going to be a forward play. This is the play we're playing in the backfield. And I think the more natural position for Jason Park is to play inside or outside center. You definitely want that guy bruising. And you made it a couple comments about that because you did see the 10, who was Jason Park,
Running.
attacking the line, which is
Yeah.
something you don't normally see in rugby, at least not now.
Yeah.
Maybe back in the day.
Yeah.
You said it a few times that you want to keep that guy alive. So
Yeah.
when you're able to push him out to play inside, maybe
Yeah.
outside center or something like that, he's able to make those hit those gaps at pace there.
Yeah.
You're definitely moving the point of contact, which gives yourself much more options. And you keep your 10 alive,
Agreed.
right? You keep your orchestrator alive.
Agreed. Especially when you're playing against a forward pack like Brantford's.
Sure.
You really don't want to run into those guys if you don't have to.
Teams are just getting on the field right now to accept the awards. This is going to be turned over to Miles Spencer, the president of Rugby Ontario. I don't know how much more time we're going to get after this, but I just definitely want to say thanks for doing this one again. This is a great day.
Yeah, man, I love doing
and,
this.
this is a lot of fun. I'm glad I get to do it with you.
Yeah, man. I think, again, we met on the field over a quarter of a century ago.
Oh, man, it's crazy.
And it's really neat to be calling games like this now together.
Much rather be in the booth than I would on the field because I don't have enough sick days to recover.
This doesn't hurt as much.
Definitely not, no.
Well, we can see that the teams are setting up for the trophy presentation. Miles Martins, I think we are going to pass it off to Miles Spencer now.
Yeah.
He's getting ready to congratulate both teams on a well-fought game and present the trophy to the champions.
Yeah.
So you think it's time for us to sign off?
I think it's time for us to sign off.
All right.
That's it for us.
My man, always a
Good to see you,
pleasure.
man.
Always nice to announce
Good to
this.
see you,
We will send all our very best to all the viewers out there. Thanks for watching. We look forward to next year, and hopefully Miles and I will be up here announcing that game too.
Love to be back here doing it again with you. All right. Take care.
All the best to everyone. Yours in rugby. Signing off.
All right.
Okay. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Just get your attention for our trophy presentation here. So on behalf of Rugby Ontario, I'd just like to say what an incredible day here at Fletcher's Fields. Thank you to all teams that competed on Cup Day. Big round of applause. So earlier today, we had the G Gauge Cup, which was for the men's seconds division, where the Oakville Crusaders took on the Balmy Beach, and Balmy Beach took the crown this year once again. So congratulations to Beach Seconds. In the Fall Cup consolation, Barrie defeated the Ajax Wanderers. And in our Fall Cup, we had the Peterborough Pagans take on the Nomads, with Peterborough taking the Fall Cup championship this year. What's that? I'm sorry, Nomads won. Forgive me. My apologies. And this is on live stream and everything. So there you go. We all make mistakes. And to the Toronto Scottish and the Aurora Barbarians, who took part in our McCormick Cup consolation. Again, thanks to all teams and to all of our match officials that were here today. Speaking of which, I'd just like to acknowledge our referee crew for the McCormick Cup Final. And as is customary, we have our McCormick Cup tankard. So I'd like to call up the referees one by one. Our first is our fourth official, Bill Hollett. There you go. we'll pose for a photo in a second. Our ARs, Steven Southers Robertson. And, sorry. And our second AR is Gabe Denota. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gabe, hold on. Thanks. Thank you. And our match official today was Pete Pender. Hold on. Guys, we'll just do a quick photo here. Sam? Yeah, we'll come over here. Thank you. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Okay. I'd now like to call up the captain of the Balmy Beach to accept the finalist plaque. All right. It's my distinct pleasure to present this year's McCormick Cup to the captain of the Brantford Harlequins.